gotten a haircut since my last video where I was on live. This one is going to be just to me waiting here in parent pickup for my daughter. And I had a thought. Been thinking about this. People are noticing that Walmart, if you've been paying attention, recently just said that they are going to be adding increased prices for the tariffs. And yes, I'm sure they are going to have to increase prices because of the tariffs, but I don't believe it's just the tariffs. I think they're also going to be protesting just a tad bit about the cutting of food stamps. Yeah, they're not going to be happy about that. I'm actually surprised it's going through, considering how much Walmart probably lobbied to keep that from happening, considering that big chunk of those food stamps are going to go to Walmart. And here's the funny thing about that. This is the way this works. Let me see if I can get this phone to hold here. The ironic thing is, Walmart doesn't pay taxes on anything that's bought with the food stamps. Those are tax-free. There's no taxes paid on that. So they're going from paying zero taxes on the income that's brought in by food stamps to anywhere between 25 and as much as up to 50, depending on where stuff comes from. And in some cases, up to 140, what was it, 145, something like that, that could come into place, go back into effect at any given time. So, yeah, they're probably not happy about that. And that's probably where this is coming from. I mean, literally, the food stamp thing they're getting ready to cut, the federal government is getting ready to absolutely, sorry, dropped my phone, devastate that. God, this thing ain't stable. They're getting ready to totally demolish that. So when that happens, you're going to see a massive increase in prices because, well, they were selling this stuff tax-free and getting tax-free income. So, yeah, they're not taxed on food stamps that they bring in. So that's free money in a sense. I mean, not free, but you know what I'm saying. There's no taxes on food stamps. So they're not going to get those anymore, not very much of those anymore, as much as they were getting. So I can see where they would be like, not happy about that. I get it. You go from zero taxes to anything. And you have to remember, a lot of the Walmart stuff, a lot of people don't really understand this. Walmart doesn't have a big markup on grocery items, the stuff that food stamps would buy. It's anywhere between 1 to 5% on a lot of things. Some things they actually sell at a loss, believe it or not. I know this because I used to work at Walmart, and I had I saw the little handhelds. I saw what the markups were, and they were not big. They really aren't making that much money on a lot of the items that you think that. Walmart's model isn't to sell one item for a big profit. Their model is to sell a lot of small items for a little bit of profit on each one. It's by selling in mass, you make the most money. That's their model. That's how they work. That's why they do things the way they do. Their model is literally, just sell mass quantities. If they make a couple of pennies on every can of soup they sell, but they sell 1 billion cans of soup, that's a lot of money. It adds up. I mean, and that's their business model. That's how they've been able to keep prices low for so long. And the tariffs are going to pretty much destroy that model. They don't have a whole lot they can eat on the products they're selling. They really don't. Honestly, if you're only making 5 cents on, say, let's just off the top of my head, I don't know this is the numbers, but I'm just making up some numbers right here, but just give you an idea of how it kind of works. on say a can of tomato soup, they could be making anywhere around 5 cents. Well, if you increase, and that right now, I think a can of tomato soup is somewhere around $1, depending on the size of soup and what brand. But let's say it's $1, just for argument's sake. Well, let's say you're only making 5 cents on that one can of soup. Well, if you put a 25% tariff on it, now that can of soup is what, $1.25? You're losing 20 cents per can. You will have to raise that a bare minimum of 25 cents to maintain your profit margin. Well, your profit that you was making of 5 cents. It's not even that, but that decreases your profit margin because it's based on percentages. So to maintain your profit margin, you would have to actually raise it like 32 cents, something like that, give or take. But you see where the prices are going to start going up because they have to. If they don't, they will lose money on every single sale. They don't have a margin where they can eat the tariff. Yes, they make a lot of money. But you have to remember, they make that money by selling you something cheap at a percentage that is very low, but they sell it in mass. Well, that model won't work in this environment, and that would be very bad for us consumers. It would really suck. But anyway, I am extremely bored. And I am going to put up some more videos. I'm wanting to do a couple of more videos with a couple of my characters I made, some movie reviews and some trailer reviews. I'll be looking through some trailers and see if there's something I can do a decent review on and clips out of. I got some clips already set up. I just haven't had time to sit down and take care of it, so I will try to get those up probably later today, maybe tomorrow. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to my rant. And just remember, while Walmart does suck in some ways, they are not the super bad guys that some people make them out to be. But their profit model, can't talk. Their business model is really strange, really not what people think it is. They are not making hand over fist on each individual item. On bulk, they are, but on each individual item, they are not. But that's how they figured out how to make money. It's just the way it works. Well, anyway, I did see somebody jump on. I do thank you for watching. I am thinking about starting a store with some of my characters. Let me know what you think. If anybody would be interested, I'm going to put the characters. I'm looking at maybe starting a store through Shopify. I'll probably looking just about finishing doing the setup for that this evening and see if anything clicks. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if anybody's even interested. I do have a membership thing now, so if you want to do the membership, I did the lowest tier. I think it's like $2.99. Whatever the lowest tier they have is, I put that. You get some emojis, badges, that sort of thing, and it would be greatly appreciated. That would help me keep make it easier for me to make more videos. I wouldn't have to do as much Uber driving, so I could focus on this channel more, which I would love to do. I probably would still do Uber driving just because it gives me some content, because I do have some videos on my dash cam that I need to upload, and I will probably do that when I get home, come think of it. That reminds me, I need to take the memory card out of that thing. Anyway, thanks for watching, and you guys have a good day. And how do I end this thing?